We've been waiting for this for a very long time. From the last video, you've seen that we sold the Evo 8 shell. But what much? The Evo's gone. How is the build gonna carry on? Well, let's take you back to the start. We flew to Scotland, brought the Evo only to get scammed into buying a rotten Evo that was hidden with unsealed and a crash damage that wasn't disclosed to us. While he disappeared and we couldn't find him, we decided to drive all the way back home and make a decision to restore this Evo 8. We started by stripping the car, removed the engine, made the Evo bare shell to make a decision whether to restore the sashi or not. We ended up selling the sashi because it was too far gone, but the new owner is turning it into a rally car. After a while, we got a deal we couldn't refuse, which is why the Evo build is back. Let's reveal to you the new Mitsubishi. Here is the new Evo 8 with a complete bare shell, but we used all the parts from the silver Evo, put it all together. For example, look at this bit. Look how clean this side bit is. And this Evo is so clean, there's not a speck of rust on the outside. There is some rust underneath though, well I'll show you right now. I'll be honest, it took absolute ages to find the right Evo, and here it is. And the most important thing is that it won't be long till this Evo gets on road. It's going to be a crazy build for us on the channel, and I just can't wait to see how this Evo turns out. When we first got this Evo, it's completely empty, but behind the scenes we have already installed many parts. Right now we're about to install the dash, which means we have to put everything back together where it was before, which includes the airbag, the odometer, the radio, the glove compartment, all the usual dashboard parts that come together. And now because we are changing the ignition barrel, the new sashi for the Evo, basically there's a gold chip. If you guys can see like a little chip there that you press. This splits the ignition in two parts, to which inside the ignition there's another gold button that you click, which has a little shaft that pops out, which is needed to put everything back together inside the new dash. Now it's time to install the key inside the ignition. So that gold button right there, that will slip in through the hole once the key goes in. I'm going to get one shot at this, because if it doesn't clip in correctly, I have to take all this apart. We did it. When the key releases, that means it worked. Start, there you go, release it, push in, sorted. Every step of the way we're getting the Evo done. This is from the old Evo. So now next we've got to get the steering wheel onto the dash. When we moved on to the wiring harness, which we had to put in the engine bay through the front panel, through the dashboard to connect to where it's supposed to go. We also included the gear linkages to be installed. We bolted them on together, ready for the engine and the gearbox to go into the Evo. And so you're probably thinking, like, why is it still empty inside? I mean, why there's no interior in the car? So we're going to soundproof the Evo. You see, it's quite, you know, we got some OEM soundproof, but I believe that it's not enough. An example of how this looks, look how clean this is. And that's exactly what we wanted. We didn't want to get any Evo that just looked nice from the outside. That's the mistake that we made. We want an Evo that is nice on the inside than the outside. The Evo build is carrying on. This has got a drag engine here, 1000 brake horsepower, and here it is. The most important bit is underneath the Evo, so we're going to jack up the Evo and see how clean it looks underneath. Here it is in the air, look at that. Whoa! That is looking mad. We are underneath the Evo now, pretty clean, rear subframe, even the bolts are even clean. Comes with stock coilovers. So the most important bit that everybody talks about is the sashi rails. That sashi rails to me looks absolutely clean. I mean, there are some surface rust, but most importantly is the sashi rails look pretty clean. But look at that. Look how clean that looks. Not a speck of rust. Some places there are a bit of surface, so for example on there, so on that section here, you're probably thinking like, why is the fuel tank not there? We are going to have a fuel tank in the boot. So we are going to build this Evo into a complete race spec Evo, so we don't want to make it look stock in any way. Come right here, The handbrake wires, it all works perfectly. You can tell like this has been well looked after. It's even got the exhaust heat shield clips in the previous one. This is just completely rusted out, but this one's pretty good. Right there, I know it's little, we'll just sand this down and then we'll underseal the whole petrol bit of the tank. Now we are in the center, so look at that, it looks so clean. Look at that, crazy, right? That's how clean it looks. Even behind the blanket we had a look, there's not a speck of rust underneath the car. It's absolutely clean, both sides. Overall this Evo is completely clean and I'm well happy with it. Just look at that. Oof. I'm going to do the sound deadening right now. We're going to take all the interior off. But we've got a lot of these in the box. Well, basically there's about 6 of these. We're going to soundproof the Evo. And we finally got the copy off. Look at that. That's what you call a rust-free underbody. If I zoom it in, as you'll see, the manufacturer OEM soundproofing, and across the other side there's none there and there's none there. So we're going to apply it across there, a few in between here, all across to the back. OEM ones here, but then that's it. That's why in an Evo you can hear all the sound. I mean, you can see on the driver's side, if I lift it up here, this soundproof goes right across to the front. So I don't think it needs one right to the front, but here it definitely needs it. You can hear the sound of it. Common problems with Evos, you get rust across here and across in between here, which the other Evo from Scotland, all that was corroding all across here, both sides, and then to the driver's side here, which you'll see underneath here. It'll be corroding all across there, but it's pretty clean. Such good news at how clean the car looks. But now we're going to apply soundproof. Also, we're going to apply it on top of the roof as well, all across to the back. The sound of it right now, obviously you guys will know, it's pretty loud, and even underneath as well. Also going to be a soundproof in the boot, so we're going to vacuum it all up, clean it all up, tidy it up, and apply soundproof all across the boot. I can't wait to see how it's going to feel like when you drive the car with all the sound being contained like a German car, flying like a Jap car. It's quite dusty in the Evo, so we're going to start vacuuming the whole underbody before we apply soundproofing. After cleaning up, we decided to take the old soundproofing off, which required a lot of elbow grease. To get a clean finish, we use panel wipe. There are a number of options when using sound deadening. The 3 main options are butyl rubber, acoustic foam, and mass-loaded vinyl. We have gone with the butyl rubber only as this is the most effective for dampening vibrations. The goal is not to go for ultimate luxury with this car, as we all know that this will be a performance car. We are looking for a balance between having a quick car but also having a nice comfortable drive. Butyl rubber is the best material for what we would like to achieve, so we bought this from eBay, and we also have to understand that the weight is going to be evenly distributed across this 4-wheel drive car, so it's not like dropping a few bags of sand in the boot. The impact of the car's speed will be minimum, especially for what we will be using the car for, so it was a trade-off between the sound reduction and a little bit of extra weight. For those of you who already follow the channel, you will know that we already have the R33, which is a super raw sounding car. Those of you who have something similar will know how it feels to step out of a car like the Skyline after a long journey. It can be very exhausting. Although we wouldn't change the Skyline, we thought this would be a great opportunity to try and achieve something a little different. So the sound deadening that we have chosen is butyl rubber, which is both dense and flexible. It works by basically absorbing the sound energy from the general outside environment. Inside the doors. As the sounds pass through the various metal surfaces, they vibrate and flex, and the butyl rubber takes the energy out of these vibrations, which is why it is very important when you are applying this type of soundproofing. It basically acts like a shock absorber. That's 2 done right to the top. Can't wait when it's all done and the interior's all back in, all the seats back in, and how it's going to sound. The best places to apply this material is to metal surfaces on the floor, doors, side panels and ceiling of the vehicle. We will be cleaning most of the space with degreaser so that the surface is clean and free from dirt and dust. This is the first time applying any form of sound deadening to any car, so we have researched YouTube to see how others have gone about installing. Absolutely madness, isn't it? I am so happy with how far we're getting with this Evo. So far we've done some square, we've got some new soundproofing because these ones the eBay company decided to run out of stock. Let's do another strip. Go ahead. From bikes to Evos. We got Jeremy here doing the soundproofing with us. Jeremy's the boss. What do you think, Jeremy? Good job, yeah? We've done the soundproofing on that side, on this side, all across the front, between the doors as well, all across. We are literally almost there. Let's keep the job going. So we've come to the end of the video. We hope you really enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment down below what you think. Because get ready for the next episode. We're going to be restore the whole underbody of the Evo to make it as good as new. Almost there. Using a whole bunch of tools and equipment. Just like that. To get the job done. So stay tuned on that one, guys. And take care, my fellow hood sticks.